yeah, so to take our listeners through, about 6 weeks ago, ESPN reported that ESPN was, in the talking about remaining the sole rights owner of the CFP with the CFP, and that they were going to extend it 6 years, and then of course last week a report about the Athletic that basically repeated identically the terms, but added that the deal was done when it's agreed upon, at least both sides. They did mention in that story that there were hurdles, right, to some unresolved matters. Well, last week I think at least one commissioner, probably more than one, sent a memo to his athletic directors calling the report incorrect and saying that a deal is not agreed upon, and even saying that the CFP board of managers, the presidents in the CFP management committee, the commissioners, haven't even reviewed a proposal on a TV deal. A couple of the athletic directors there in the MAC was able to obtain that memo that John Steinbrecher, the commissioner of the MAC, sent them that said all that. So he spelled it out pretty good that this is not done. And this is a really big week for the CFP and the CFP television deal. There's meetings Tuesday. The presidents meet on a virtual call. We talked a little bit about it last week. They'll talk about format, trying to move from 6+6 to 5+7, our long national nightmare. Kirk Schulz will pitch his proposal to seeking Power 5 revenue and in voting rights for the Pac-12 beyond 2025, long-term guarantees. And so I don't know that, will he vote for he needs unanimous consent. So will he vote for the move to the 5+7? Will they grant his proposal? I don't know. Hopefully we'll know something Tuesday, probably Tuesday afternoon. And then Wednesday is really even a bigger meeting. Commissioners meet in person in Dallas, and they will talk about what we've talked about quite a bit on the show, the future of the CFP. There's no contract beyond 2025. There's no agreement for a new TV deal yet. And the revenue distribution model, the voting structure of the governance, and the format, I think are three kind of unresolved matters. The SEC and Big Ten are going to want more money. They're going to want more voting rights, and they probably might even want a change to the format. As we've written a few times, Tony Petitti has thrown out there privately in conversations with people at the CFP to go to 14 or 16 teams, including automatic berths, multiple automatic berths for power leagues, so certainly his league. So there's going to be some format talk too. All those matters are unresolved, and until they're resolved, I don't think there will be a deal on a TV contract.
So do you think that will be resolved this week, those issues, or is that too much to resolve since they resolved nothing for months at a time?
Yeah, they're known for moving slowly. This is a little urgent matter and I think is it John, maybe John Oran reported on his podcast last week that ESPN, that there wasn't an agreement. Again, he also reported that there wasn't necessarily a done deal, and that ESPN could pull the offer. So at some point, ESPN is probably going to give the CFP a deadline, or if they haven't already. So there's a little urgency here to getting something done, but they do not move quickly. So I would be pretty surprised if they actually settled on all these matters, or even one of these matters. I think, if I had to guess, I think the Big Ten and SEC will come with ideas or maybe a proposal themselves. They'll discuss it among the group, I'm sure argue back and forth, because they're going to be pretty aggressive. I think with money, they're going to be pretty aggressive, wanting a change to the revenue model, maybe format. Voting rights is something that probably will get done quicker than of the three. I think voting rights, I think the SEC and Big Ten want more authority in decision-making. I think they'll probably get it. But what they also want is no more of this unanimity, what they're dealing with right now. And they will probably get that. They'll get that there won't have to be any more unanimous consent to pass some of this stuff like they're dealing with right now with the 5+7. So that, I think, could be done maybe. But the revenue share and the format, I'd be surprised if they get that done in one meeting.
What about the filibuster? They keeping the filibuster? Can Kirk Schultz just sit there and read?
That's the unanimous consent. That's what they're. I think they're going to get rid of that. They're going to try to find a way to get rid of that.
To get rid of the unanimous consent.
Yeah, how do you vote for that?
So that's a great question.
Why would you vote for that?
I don't think so. I don't think you need, from what I understand. Now, you probably need the majority of Power 5 to vote to get rid of that. So 3 of the 5, which you would have. So yeah, that would be the first step. That's why the voting structure piece is probably something that can get changed pretty quickly to the. I think the leagues will acquiesce to the SEC and Big Ten, give them more power, but also eliminate the.
Thank you for following this, so the rest of us do not have to.
Sure, yeah, it's been a blast.
NCAA, man, college.
Think about when all this started. Well, I mean, it really started in January 2019 is when they started working towards an expansion model, but they announced it, and it was public and has been written about for almost 3 years. It was June 2021, and we're still not at the finish line with it.
It started in like 2001. I mean, something like that. I feel like this is like watching, it's like a late November game at Jordan Hare. It's dark. It's at Alabama rural dark, and like whatever team you got, the other one's driving, and you're like, can we just get this playoff before it gets screwed up? Just bat the ball down. It's 4th and 31. No, don't kick the field goal. It's going to go short. It's just, this is what it is. It's like watching the other team drive on you. Auburn's going to win the football game, and we're not going to get a playoff.
It's watching the other team drive on you with injuries, TV timeouts, other stoppages,
bad calls. No, that wasn't holding.
Reviews, replay reviews.
Somebody vote this through. But
I still want Kirk Schultz standing in front of the tanks, but take the money. Just take as much money as you can, Kirk.
Just fought a good fight.
In a little more detail into this situation with the Pac-12 and the board meeting on Tuesday, the Oregon State president will be on the call as well, because they're 2 leagues, so that's it. It's just those 2. And from what I understand, she is also a proponent of this. She may be even a little more aggressive than Kirk when it comes to getting this proposal granted. So that it should be an interesting board call there Tuesday. I have a funny feeling that the Board of Presidents will roll their eyes at this proposal, but presidents are known to be somewhat collegial in the meeting rooms. I don't know that they'll grant it, but maybe they'll just, I don't know, get partially grant it, or maybe give some kind of thought to it later. I don't know what they'll do, but both Oregon State and Washington State presidents will be on the call to pitch the proposal and stand in front of the tanks, as Pat would say.
There you go. Fight the power.
Fight the power.